Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Women Are Worthy Network. We so appreciate that you're on the YouTube channel. Hey, don't forget to subscribe. If you want to join our tribe, you must subscribe. So, there isn't anything wrong with your screen if it looks a little dark. We're going to be talking about meditation. So, I figured, you know what? Why not get into that meditation state and just go ahead and just start, getting it together? So, without further ado, let me just go ahead and talk about that. We have the one and only Mr. Donovan, right? Let me tell you how I met him. So, y'all know I'm always on YouTube or Instagram and I'm finding phenomenal people. So, I met this, y'all know I interviewed Miss Paula, right? So, along with Miss Paula comes Donovan, right? So, he does meditation, he does yoga. In my opinion, he's located in Jamaica and he's a yoga guru. And I've been around a lot of yoga people and meditation people. And y'all know I am not here trying to just blow smoke up your booty. Okay. This guy, when I say he's the real deal, he's the real deal. His voice is so calming, it's so relaxing. I almost want to go into panic attacks if I don't see him in the morning or if he doesn't do morning or nights because he helps me go to bed at night. So my husband's not jealous about this because he understands the relationship Donovan and I have. So I just love his voice. He is one, I'm telling you, this young man is going up to a lot of places because the world that we live in today, we need someone and something to quiet our mind, body, and spirit. We're exercising, we're doing all those things. So while we're exercising, why not take care of, and that's the outside, take care of the inside. Again, for those of you tapping in, there isn't anything wrong with the screen. We're going to be talking about meditation and yoga and things like that. So I figured I'd bring down the house lights, just, chill, no big glamorous makeup and all that kind of stuff, just chill. So the Women Are Worthy Network, we are proud to have the one and only Donovan, exclusive, live and direct from Jamaica. Hi, Donovan.
Hi, Jackie. Could you give me 1 second? Let me turn my
Sure.
alarm off.
Sure.
Yeah.
So I just wanted y'all to know Donovan's coming back and just bear with us because you're in for a treat tonight. This is a man, when people ask me, how are you so calm? How are you so relaxed? Donovan is one of those people that allow me to be relaxed. Again, he better be doing meditation online every day until I come to Jamaica because it's just phenomenal. So, Donovan, thank you again for gracing us with your appearance on our show. We really appreciate you.
Well, thank you so much, Jacqueline, for having me. And guys, welcome, welcome. I'm really honored to be here. The Women Are Worthy Network. I never thought any of my wildest dreams I would be online, globally, talking on a Jamaican based diaspora strong Jamaican women. I love working with Jamaican women. So this is like mind blowing for me. So before I begin, you can tell I'm so super excited. I'd love for us to drop into a little meditation. All right. So let's begin.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we need you to do this because you know what's going on in the world today, and we keep putting things off. So, we wanted to actually do a form of meditation. I wanted you to just get a peek of what we do when I'm with Donovan and stuff like that. So, inhale, exhale, and Donovan, take it over. We're going to do it for 5 minutes. It's not through the whole show because we're going to have a conversation, but I would be remiss in not having Donovan to do some form of meditation.
Thank you for that.
Mhm.
So I invite you to find a comfortable seat, whatever that looks like. If you're sitting in a chair, scoop the bum seat slightly back so that the back of the chair forms a support. Plant the feet firmly on the mat. Unless you're sitting cross-legged, comfortably, begin to breathe. Inhale through your nose. Exhale through the nose. Relax. Inhale again. And as you exhale, relax a little bit. Inhale again. And this time, as you relax, begin to sit. Shoulders relax. Thighs relax. Chest softens. Just breathe. As your mind slowly drifts inwards, and bring your attention single pointedly to the inhalation and the exhalation through the nose. Inhale, exhale. And it's not that you physically move your body, but you just send your awareness there and just observe what happens. No judgment. Inhale, and as you exhale, relax your toes. Feel that relaxation traveling all the way up into the calves, the thighs, and then that fight or flight action in the hips. Just relax the thighs as the hips soften. Notice how your stomach softens, shoulders relax. Slightly drop the chin down towards the chest, lengthening through the back of the head. If the mind begins to wander, bring it back to your breath. If thoughts come up, they will go. If emotions come up, they too will subside. Now, just sit for about 30 seconds in complete silence. Begin. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the nose. Relax. That's all.
I almost fell asleep. I'm like, am I
Ex-
gonna hear him when he says, it's this was just well needed. So you gave me my nighttime meditation for the night. So Donovan, my question to you is, how did you get involved in all of this?
Okay, it was my first year in university, and my best friend, Stephen Shonar, bet. He was attending college at overseas the year, and he says, in the next 6 months, bet you can't teach me this. So it was an Ashtanga class that I went to, which is a very strong, vigorous, flexible yoga. Because when you're done, you're just tired. And within 6 months, I did not only master the sequence, I became Pilates certified. So from then on, that was just it. it's been like a doctor pond for some people. Some people would describe it. But for me, I say it's more like what Eric Schiffman would say. It's a dog on a scent. I'm not quite sure where I'm heading with this, but it feels good.
So when you explain to some people what meditation, what that does for the mind and the body, because some people may, oh my God, meditation, that's that, umbo jumbo stuff. What does it do? Can you explain how it releases, the stress and everything?
Okay, so meditation. Um, I'm an aspiring yogi for over 21 years. I practice very diligently, so I also use the texts a lot. So they describe meditation as yoga chitta vritti nirodhana, which translates to yoga is the quelling of the cessations of the mind.
Mm, I love that. I love that.
Yes.
Hmm.
So, what it is, it's now a practice in which you literally go in, and I call it temper and control your mind. What it does for me and what it really does for people and what we're slowly seeing is that it's the actual only exercise where the brain rests. Hmm. And you know the brain is always working. It brings it, yes, yes. So it breaks it down into a state. For me, the yoga meditations break it down into a state where I can now literally direct my thought patterns and further control them. Okay, yes.
Well, here's the thing for me, and I'll just, because I want people to understand that I'm all about, the meditation and yoga. Here's the thing, because that's the only time. No, let me give you your roses. Whenever I do meditation with other people, there's only two meditation people on earth right now that when we're doing meditation together, my mind is not wandering all over the place. One is Avril, you're the second person, right? And I've gone through so many people because I'm always list, 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 list. You are so right when you say it quiets the mind. I've noticed that when I misplace things and I go to sleep, it's like I'm dreaming. Like today, I couldn't find my notary stamp. I took a quick little nap and I dreamt where the stamp was. I woke up and I found the stamp. And people don't understand how powerful that is because I'm telling you, it shuts down. I get better sleep. Because I was stressed, I was having some blood pressure issues, and my doctor said it's due to stress. And I'm like, well, everybody should have blood pressure issues now. People are dying, all this stuff going on, the chaos. When I started meditating, it my doctor's like, oh my goodness. So I told her because I had to explain to her about what an empath is, what a golden child is, what an indigo child was. So I had to explain all of that to her. So when you're that spiritually connected to the earth, there's a lot of things that can happen to you internally at your heart, your blood pressure, things that people just don't think about. So I'm here to tell you, Donovan, your yoga, your meditation, particularly your meditation, is phenomenal. I have little attacks, and I'm gonna say you're responsible for some of my attacks because I'm like, oh my God, I hope he never finishes it. Because when you was doing the 11:11, I'm like in the evening, I'm like, oh my God, and in the morning, I'm like, oh my God, is he gonna keep doing this? Well, I hope this is a consistent thing. I said, Jackie, calm down. Calm your backside down.
That's the thing with meditation. If it feels good, remember I gave the analogy what Eric Schiffman said that I can't explain what it is. It just feels good. I perform better. I feel better, and I'm a more authentic human being because of it.
Yes, you show.
Um, the practice of meditation, it should be done daily. Don't stress yourself about it, how it looks, what it looks like. Just try to sit quietly. I usually tell people that it's your thoughts. It's you're the one who are manifesting them. So you should just learn to sit with them. Yeah.
But see, here's the thing, like we talked about the other night, most people don't like to be by themselves. They feel like when you have the busy noise, there are a lot of people that don't like to see their true, because what happens is when you don't like to be by yourself, you don't want to do it because that's when your true authentic person shows up, and we don't like that.
The oh gosh, it is true. It is quite an enriching but harrowing journey. Another author compares it. It's like poison in the beginning, but it sweetens out to honey.
I agree. I agree.
Yes.
So, what is your goal? What is your goal with your yogi, being a yogi, and guru, in my opinion, and your meditation? What is your goal with this?
Okay, my goal is to allow people to be their true authentic self without it disturbing my freedom.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
In
Okay. Okay.
other words, it's
Hmm.
reaching a point where it's no longer good or bad. You're not necessarily seeing a good or a bad. And then even seeing beyond the good or bad, and then just dropping that and having non attachment to it. I'm really striving to reach that state.
What I want people to understand, we're not talking about the yoga where, you're sitting in diapers,
Mm-mm.
right? We're not talking about that because sometimes people
Okay.
think about that. Oh my God, is it, what do I do? It's not that type of a yoga that we're talking about, or even the type of meditation where you're sitting down for
Mm-hmm.
22 hours and you have to wear diapers and you're sitting down with the monks. And I've learned a lot because I have a spiritual center that's called Unity North, and they don't like calling themselves a church. They accept, if you're a rabbi, you want to come there, you can do,
Oh,
everyone is welcome. What I love about it is, in the middle we have the pastor, so to speak. We read from the Bible and everything, but then we have a moment where we meditate for 20 minutes, where we have someone doing a speak, spoken, a worded meditation, and her voice is just so calming. Oh my God, like yours. And when I first went there, I'm like, what is this? After that first sermon, I was addicted. I
yeah,
was addicted. So I do my Saturday, 6 o'clock, no, 7 o'clock, early rising meditation with them. We do it
nice.
basically online, but we would be in a room. But can you imagine going to worship centers? Can you imagine if jobs were doing that?
If
Can you
jobs
imagine?
were.
Yes, if you take your break, that you could. So just tell us a bit, because I'm so curious about
All
who
right,
is
and I just holding
Donovan?
the information.
Who
Okay,
is
so
Donovan? Who are you?
what do I do? All right, let's start off with that.
No, who are you? Who
Who
are
am
you?
I?
Mm-hmm.
I am a miserable yogi at heart. I'm not even lying about it. But one of the things that I am slowly and giving myself the space to accept is that I am a genuinely kind, good human being. Yes. It's not an easy title to live up to, but yeah, I do a pretty good job. And I'm not doing an ego and I'm not doing anything like that because one of my basic mantras whenever I go into meditation or prayers, the first one that comes out is not my will, but thine, which is neti neti. So above, so below. So it's not my will. Okay, when I tell people, when I speak like this, it's not me talking, it's the movement that I'm trying to create and spread. A little bit about me. All right, that answered your question?
Yeah, it did. It did. So now talk about what is it that you do. So many people are working a 9 to 5 or they're doing something they hate. It sounds
Mm-hmm.
like you have found your purpose.
Ah, thank you. So, just like everyone, I grew, well, let's rephrase that. I grew up mm, living in Jamaica, right? Very religious Christian society, being a practicing devoted yogi, and being gay and not necessarily open, but comfortably in his skin. It's not an easy task. You have to operate at your truest, most authentic self to let people just see who you are and that you're not a threat. So, having all of that, I too went through all of the grit and the rough that I had to constantly go through, the homophobia, the discrimination, and all of those things. But, however, when those things get to me, I would drop it and find something new to do. Saying
Mm.
this concept to go into at university, I never finished university. I would notice myself the first semester, Jackie, my mustache and beard would go white.
Really?
Third year, final semester, the entire head and my pubic region went white. I was like, this is not for me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I left university and plunged immediately into yoga. Didn't look back, didn't do anything. And then from there, thank God for Afia Yoga Studios, I became the it was such a overflowing of opening. I did not really get a formal education for my certifications. I just consistently practice and I have an affinity for self-learning and self-knowledge. And even too, I wanted to mention if anyone ever have this, you ever turn up at some workshop yet and you go like, but me know this. And you've never ever seen it. So a lot of those things have been happening, and I've just been following that trail, and it's just been opening up. When I left Afia Yoga Studio, I became basically on my own and started to operate out of my home. I also went into partnerships with physiotherapists, neurosurgeons, and then I also taught two compulsory courses at the Edna Manning College for visual and performing arts. So I kept myself interested, and the purpose behind that is I didn't want it to look like I'm out there doing humanitarian work. I wanted to look like I didn't sorry, let's rephrase that. I wanted to come from a place of me, not necessarily giving, but just authentically me being present, showing up. Uh, After that, COVID hit and then everything shifted online. Jackie, if I told you that Wellness Experience Jamaica, Paula Ann Herlock, is responsible for this talent that you guys are now experiencing. Paula came to me and she said, Donovan, I want somebody for the meditation. I go like, I don't share my meditation practice with anyone. It's something that I keep and genre to myself. And she goes, no man, just come, just come. So I come and I observe. And then she'd have Kathy from Heartfulness, which is an excellent technique yoga teach, meditation teacher. And when she dropped me in, I went like, remember I referred to you and I said, sometimes you go in a workshop and you go, but we know this.
Mm-hmm.
As Kathy opened her mouth and started the process, it's like the script was in my head. After that, I was like, okay. So Spirit would have it one day, Kathy couldn't make it. Paula freak out. But it's all right, I got this girl, I got this. And that was then when I found out it was wow. And it blew me away. Immediately,
Not saying wow. I'm saying wow.
immediately after that, it caught on like wildfire. Other yoga teacher, my other yogi wife, I call her Nadine McNeil, Universal Empress, immediately said, Donovan, Let's do an evening practice. 11 days, 22 minutes. And she was just on it. I'm saying, all right, 2 days later, we were on it. And then from there, it's now 8 months into it. And it's just been such a wonderful opening and journey. Also, with that, I started to teach a community class in COVID to get people outside to start breathe, to connect, to do the whole yoga and meditation. The idea of meditation, which I'm so happy that you brought up, Jacqueline, is not that you sit down in the baggy pants and the string and go shanty shanty whole day. It's actually you can go out and literally walk up barefooted in a grass. Sit down and look up in a big tree. Read a book outside, spread a blanket and sit and breathe for about 3 to 5 minutes. You'll be surprised what that does for you. That simple technique is a meditation.
Mm-hmm.
So I encouraged people to do that. And to be quite honest, it didn't quite take off. The cost was really good doing it. It was really good. We got it at a cost, but we couldn't quite make it. So I stopped that. Remember, I said to you sometimes when I said to you, when I just jump out of something and jump into something, I always jump. At the same time, when I jumped off of Devon House, Soul Studio of Light needed a yoga director. And boom, there it was.
See, that's why I tell people sometimes when you're on a journey, someone may give you a map, but sometimes you don't need to go down that road. You don't need to follow that map because it's almost like you're pulling, you're pushing it and it's pulling. So what you have to do sometimes, and it may seem to you that it's taking too long to take off, but if you do what you love, it will happen. And you just have to be conscious of what's going around. Sometimes you have to say no to things. You know what I'm saying? So you can get the yes. So I love the fact how Paula, and I'm in love with her as well, how she came into my life, and that's prompting me to come back to Jamaica to do some things, see if I can connect with her and do some things, because I want to talk about how a lot of women don't know how to be married and all that stuff, and don't know how to be in relationships. So I want to start, because I have my certifications in that. But forget about certification. Short and wet.
I
Life
have none.
experience. Life experience is more important, because what difference does it make you have someone who have PhD masters, but they don't have life experience? You know what I'm saying? You're reading from a book, and
Same book.
university and college is not for everyone. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? So I think what you're doing is great, because that's why I wish the government officials, when they're giving out insurance, or when you go to a company, the company actually would say, and I wouldn't mind, even when I was working in corporate America, if my company said, we're going to take an extra $50 out of your check every time you get paid, yoga would be included, gym membership would be included, meditation would be included. That would be something I would want to do. Because if you think about it, if we did that, we would have less panic attacks, less OCD, ADD, and all the letters in the alphabet. Okay. We would have, I believe, again, I believe we would have less people thinking about thoughts of suicide, less bullying, because it's empowering. You know what I'm saying? The meditation, you feel good. It's almost like when you exercise. You don't want to do it, but
Endorphin.
after you do it, you endorphins, you feel good. And Lord forbid, if you lose the weight, you start
It's
look
over.
good.
It's over.
So
Start walk across the
imagine,
mirror.
Donovan, if you can get the head, the mind, and the body
Okay.
together. Whoa, whoa.
You mentioned something, Jackie, about the another one of my, as you say, it's not necessarily a mission of mine because I want it to come from me, but some of my protocols that I have are in corporate, and they're movers and shakers, not dropping names, not calling anything, but after they finish a session with me, even their subs and their superiors would go to them and say, what are you doing? Why are you not shouting? Why are you not getting upset? You see, we're over $1 million over the budget and you're not even flinch. And she said to them, yoga. And so happy that you're now mentioning corporate. I managed to write a proposal and they're now reviewing it. So kudos to that. Thanks for that.
Mhm.
The other one, another project too that again wants to come from me, and I don't really want to share it, but it's have to share to get the help. Is I've reached out, well, as schools reach out, parents of students who are now doing PEP exams have reached out to me to go into the schools and offer them not necessarily relaxation techniques, but coping techniques.
Mhm.
So going into school, it's a start for me. So I'm seeing that seed being planted and now hearing confirmation from you. Girl, horpankum, horpankum.
And that is because I told Paula that when it comes to the sponsors and stuff, I'm good at that. So I want
Yes.
to create a connection with you
Mm-hmm.
guys and me. Come down, do some things, make it work because me not have no problem knock on people door and say, look, you have to sign this, write the check, and
Yes.
make it because what corporations need to understand when you have a content worker you have a productive worker. So
Everything goes up.
everything goes up from there. You don't have to worry about anything and then when home life is good, because one of the things I've noticed when men have issues at home, they can still come to work and function because it's left on the woman. When the woman comes to work and she has problems at home, she tell everybody. Sometimes she tell everybody, or she's nasty, or she has. And again, I don't want y'all to email me or put me, but it's the truth
It's the
because
truth.
your disposition changes because you're so focused on what's going on at home. Some women can't compartmentalize and say, okay, I'm at work. Let me leave the stuff outside the door. You bring it in, and you may have a nasty disposition to someone. It's what they call misplaced anger,
Mm-hmm.
misplaced, emotions. So I think that's what happens. And one of the and for me, I always wanted to come back to my country, to my island, to help because I went to Dunrobin High School. I went to Dunrobin, and I want to give back. And I'm also
Mm-hmm.
doing things here. But I think we really need to start talking about mental health, and that's what I love what you're doing because
Oh.
right now mental health, it's for everyone, particularly in the African American community.
Yes.
Men don't like talking about their emotions, and okay, let
Ready.
me say it now because I know it's coming, but I don't care. In the Black community, it's worse. And here's the other people that I really have to talk about: the churches. They like telling people, "Oh, go and pray for it." The Bible says prayer without works is dead. So
Dead.
you are telling me for pray, but I still need to do things. And I think meditation and yoga
Mm-hmm.
is help. Not saying you can't see a therapist, but I think meditation and yoga, along with other things, help because I'm telling you, I think this is just me, okay? This is just on behalf of Jacqueline Charles, not the Women of Network. Me, I do believe if people invest more into meditation and yoga, the whole holistic period. Like I'm doing plant-based,
Mm-hmm.
I'm doing plant-based shows on Sundays, I'm sharing recipes and
Mm-hmm.
consulting work. If people want me, they can eat. If we put all of those things together and we start investing in that, I believe we'd find less time in the hospital, less time
Mm-hmm.
going to funerals, less heart attacks. People will
Respite.
Thank you. That's just what I believe. So, Donovan, what can we do to support you? What can people watching you? What can they do to support you?
Wow. Being honest here, I have an issue with that aspect of receiving. So, um, Jackie, help.
Okay, I'm going to help you with that. So, here's the thing, right? And I'm going to put this to you. Every time, let me share this quick story with you. I was working and doing this and just busting my butt like everyone else, busy, busy, busy. So one day this lady reached out to me. My dog died. I had a pit bull. Let me tell you, this, everybody love him.
Pretty.
I would take him
Ooh.
swimming. I think I still have him on my pages. I'll send you some pictures of him. Phenomenal dog. He and I were so close. The night that he was going to pass, I had a dream and I know he was going to pass. I told my husband, let's take him to the vet. And I said, he's not coming back home. My husband's like, what are you talking about? I had a dream he was going to die at 1 o'clock, at exactly 1 o'clock, after they, put the injection in him to whatever, because he was really, really sick. He was a vegan dog. When I tell you,
I
police them love him, everybody love him. But
really.
I always wanted a pit bull because I said, we have prejudices that goes on in the world.
Mm-hmm.
So you see me, you see that I'm black, and some, not all the time, but sometimes there may be some issues. There's a misconception, and also with pit bulls, people are like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Dogs are usually like their owners. So
Mm-hmm.
what I did was, I said, okay, this is what I want to do. So we had the dog, and I'm a dog person. I just loved him. So he's passed since then. Since then, he's passed. One of the lady on Facebook reached out to me. She said, can I have your address? I'm like, my address? What my address for? I don't know you. Gave her my address. She sent me a wind chime, a huge wind chime. And in the wind chime, she had my dog's name and like a paw print when he died. Okay. Because when I say I was depressed for almost
Of
2
course you
years,
would be.
okay, almost 2 years, 2 years. So she sent that to me. So then, so we developed a friendship. She never met me, Donovan, never met me. Just she said, I'm always doing positive stuff and I'm posting positive things. So she gelled with that. Donovan, I was saying one time, I said, I need a vacation. I'm exhausted. This was the height of COVID. I'm exhausted. I need a vacation. The woman called me and said, I said it, but I didn't know she was watching. She called me later on because we exchanged phone numbers. No, she texted me messaged me on Facebook and said, you know what? You need a vacation. I said, I know. She said, I have a place and you can vacation there. So I said, how much is it? Because I need to know if I'm going to come. She said,
Yeah.
there's no cost to you. She said, it's just for you, not your husband, just you. Let me tell you. So I went. When I tell you, we have this place that's called Buckhead in Atlanta, and it's the condo was gorgeous. The
Whoa.
concierge rolled out their carpet.
Yes.
She told I was
Upland
moving like a movie
style.
star. You know what I
Uplands.
mean? Like a rock star. So the only thing was there's a lot of celebrities in the building, and I wasn't supposed to ask for any autographs and stuff like that. So we mean celebrity. Me a celebrity too. I'm a celebrity too. But to see how this woman didn't know me and offered her. Now, this is a place that she stayed. This is where her and her husband and her children lived. She built a cabin up in the mountains. So she was so she stayed. This is like your home. And you leave in your home and you'll put somebody in there, right? So she went up to the mountains to stay for a couple of months. And she said, well, I'm like, oh my God. I was wigging out. I'm like, who does that? So what she showed me was, you don't have to know people personally because we do know each other on other levels,
Yes.
right? So you feel because again, this thing that's called social media is a powerful thing,
Mm-hmm.
right? So I've learned years ago never to say no if someone's giving me something that's good. Because why? I deserve it. I do a lot of good things out there. So, and not only that, I could be blocking their blessing. If the
Yeah.
higher power of God is telling them, hey, let me get Donovan $50, whatever, and you tell me no, you blocking my blessings. So that's how I've come to look at things where if someone offers me something, I say, thank you, I'm gracious. I'm not doing, trust me, Donovan, me not doing, oh, no, thank you. I'm not fighting you. Jackie has to, okay, fine, thank you. I'm not doing it because because then that gives you, that's what you call the art of gratitude. By thanking
Mm.
someone, you're blocking that gratitude, you're blocking them the gift of giving. You know what I'm saying? So everything comes into play. But I'm telling you that stay there was one of the relaxing, and it was in the heart of COVID. It was a beautiful thing. It was last year. It was, I went out on the balcony. I could see all out of Atlanta. It was just wonderful. So that made me realize, because I would say to myself, man, I make people come stay in my house and I don't know them.
Mm-hmm.
She opened up my eyes to let your heart, let your spirit guide you to people. Because when I said, Jackie, stay with it, I'm that person, my gut is always right.
Mm.
My what is that? The ability, what do they call that? Discernment is
Discernment.
always
Hmm.
on point. So I'm saying to you, my brother Donovan, we're going to work on that because
Yes.
you're helping people. And at the end of the day, it takes money. It takes sponsorships. It takes stuff like
Hmm.
that. The stuff that I'm doing, you give it out for free and whatever, but it'll come back. But you have to, also when people ask you, what do you need? You don't say you don't need nothing. You need something. So you just have to figure out of the things that you're doing, what is it going to take? And I advise this to everybody. It's not just entrepreneurs, anything and everyone in your life, because you're blocking your blessing. You need whatever you're walking in your purpose, and there's someone else that could take you to the next level, the next
Hmm.
chapter of your life. So always be open to anyone. Remember, buy you some lunch. Remember, buy you some dinner. Remember, okay, thank you. You know what I'm saying? Don't say stop. I know no is a complete sentence, but you have to start saying yes. That's a complete sentence too.
But I've just mastered no.
But you mastered no, but when someone's offering to give you something and if there's no, because I think for some people, they feel like when people offer them something, there's something behind it, right? I hate
An
to use the word,
intention behind it.
right?
Yeah, I can be honest with that.
And I
Yeah.
read this lady, she was in Starbucks. She was driving through Starbucks and she went to pay. And someone said, the cashier said, no, you don't have to pay. She said, what do you mean? She said, someone, the car ahead of you paid for you. And the woman posted it saying, I don't believe that's possible. So here she's bringing her negative energy. You can't think that way because what's the gift? That's the paying it forward. So now what you need to do on another time, you pay somebody food forward.
Yeah. 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 It's just been a very, I wouldn't say it's not enriching, but it's a very, you can even hear my voice shaking saying it. It's just been a very, it's like I'm always looking back and hearing that little shadow in the background, little doubt. But I keep moving. All right. So, yeah.
That's called the imposter syndrome. The
Mm.
imposter syndrome, I can't wait to come to Jamaica. The imposter syndrome is when you think you're not worth it, or you think, yeah, the shoe's gonna drop. And people who suffer from that has gone through trauma in their life with people letting them down and all that kind of stuff. But because you're walking in the light and you have light all around you, you're going to have more positive than negative. Negative things is teaching us how to appreciate positive stuff. That's what that's doing. So you have to know you're such a light. Because I'm telling you, Donovan, when I wake up, because sometimes I get few hours sleep, but the first thing I do on Instagram, or if I see if you and Paula do something on the live, because I love listening to you. I love listening to her. And I said, I hope this doesn't end because you guys have been a powerhouse for me, because I know tonight I'm going to have a great night's sleep. I have to get up at 5 tomorrow morning, but I know I'm going to have a good night's sleep. It's like I'm rested. And what people don't understand, cat naps are very important. But when you
Hmm.
meditate, sometimes meditation feel like you sleep for 10 hours if it's good
Yes.
meditation.
The yoga nidra, what Jacqueline has mentioned, guys, is there are different stages and levels in the meditation that we're doing. We just went into what we just did was just like a skimmer of just getting you to relax. You haven't fully relaxed yet. You just got to relax. There's another meditation that if you join on, guys, that I do in the evenings called Yoga Nidra, which is called Yogic Sleep. What we do, we list out approximately 45 to 60 points on the body, and it drops you into delta waves. Now, if you do any reading on relaxation and subconscious mind, the delta waves is what starts to move and prominent when you're in that state. It is also that state where your subconscious mind, you wouldn't say it's still, but you can have some amount of leniency and some form of what it is, where you can actually start using affirmations in there. And then you would say the affirmations, hold it in that state of meditation, which is sleep, and you're awake. An hour of it gives you approximately 8 to 9 hours rest. 1 hour of that.
And ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you this. When I started Yoga Nidra, I was doing it. That's one of my Saturday things. And we have different facilitators. And this one young lady, again, Avril, I never snored. I mean, mine's with the mother. When I did it, when she started with 61 pints. Next thing I know, I feel someone, okay, so they're like, Jackie, no big deal. The second time I do it, one lady wake me up because she said I was snoring and I was bothering other people. To this day, God forgive me, I can't stand her. Because you can tell she was so upset, and like I guess she I felt her touching me because we laying on the floor. We got out, and I had my little blanket with me. I had my little
Yep, yes,
pillow.
guys. We
Me
set
make
you
me
up good
feel,
for yoga nidra.
oh my
It's a
God.
setup.
Yeah, because sometimes they say sit up, and I'm like, no, I want to
No,
lay
but we're gonna
down.
lie down.
I'm telling you, next thing I know, it's bad when your own snore wakes you up.
Yup.
That's when you know it's
Yup. That happens a lot. I remember once, how I know the meditation is good is when my clients would leave like articles of clothing, and I'm not talking shirt. They would leave they would leave their shoes, their socks, their handbags. Take out the key out of their handbag and just go home. That's how I know the meditation was good.
Mhm. Mhm.
So I applaud you. You are doing the meditation.
Man, I just like I said, year 2022, my goal now, because I'm taking care of my body, I do my herbs, I do all that stuff.
Hmm.
My goal now is to take care of my mind because so many people I know have passed through COVID. So many people I know have committed, or attempted suicide, thoughts of suicide, and then I'm
Hmm.
hearing other things. So my goal, marriages I've known have broken up during COVID because you them marry the person, the man or the woman, and them thinks that them love them, but you forget when you get up, you go to work, you spend more time at work than you do at home. So now because of COVID, you're home and you're like, oh, I don't like him. I had a lady tell me she didn't like her kids.
I have
I
quite a
said,
few
she
parents
said,
telling me that.
she said, come and help. I said, no, because I don't like your kids either.
I had a client at 10 o'clock calling me over to have wine. She said she can't take her children. 10 a.m.
Oh, a.m. Ooh, ooh. Well, it's 10 p.m. in another world. So I feel her. And I think so. What I'm doing is I'm creating now families of people who are on in alignment with me, that think like me. We don't compete against each other, we
Hmm.
complete each other, we complement each other, we
Compliment.
help each other. That's what it should be. If I'm doing something, I think I could bring you on and you can get a check out of it, why not? Or get exposure, why not?
Yes.
So that's how I look at things. Like, you're one of my go-to's that I have in my head, that if someone says, hey, I know to call you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's how I look at things, where we have to now start thinking, get rid of the ego, because I was such an egomaniac. Coming into this space, COVID has really helped me. My sanity, it
Hmm.
has done some good things for me. I know people have passed, but it made me realize what's more important. It's not the money. Yes, your bills still have to get paid. Don't get me wrong.
Don't get that wrong.
Right. But that's what I'm looking to do. So again, I'm honored to know you and Paula. I can't wait to see if we get this started, coming down to Jamaica and just creating an event where we can have people come, where it's sponsored, and people, just making it really, because this is a movement. Other places are doing it. Why can't we get
Why
it done in
can't we
Jamaica?
here?
People are going to Bali for these retreats. Why not come to Jamaica?
And
Yeah,
pay
yeah.
10,000 US for somebody to do something when don't even get me started with
Yeah,
it.
so that's what.
All
So
right.
I mentioned that to Paul. I said we need to start bringing, having me bring people, getting people to come to Jamaica for the retreats, not go to Bali, Thailand, and all those places, which is way across the world, lots of money, where we can come. And then also, like, I have this whole plan, but I'm waiting to when she becomes less busy and we can have that conversation. We can fellowship, have a meeting with the team, you, me, her, just have that conversation because it's so important. Paula
What
said
is
yes.
on?
So that's the thing, because you teach one right now. We don't need to be giving people a fish. We need to teach them the fish. And that's what I like, because now when I feel like an attack is coming, I'm like, I can breathe, because I'm going to take this show and send it to a whole bunch of my email lists to let people know this is what we need to do. Because I have a huge email list roster, and that's what I want to do. I want to get people to, between you and Paula, y'all are doing great things, and people need to
Nice.
see that. Jamaica is not what people think. Like, everybody has smoked marijuana,
Mm-hmm.
everybody, and so that's not
No,
the
the pan street
Jamaica.
side and the crime. No,
Thank
guys.
you.
We're
Thank you.
civilized people. We're humans. We live a life. It might be even better than yours. Sorry for saying that, but it's the truth.
It's true. That's why I said I want to bring it back home. Paula said she's ready for the conversation.
All
Paula, you
right.
tell me when you're ready, and then what date and time, because we can do a Zoom. Because
Do
I'm
as
telling you,
do.
I
I'd
got
love for
something
all
else.
of us to be on. Me, you, and
Yes,
Paula.
yeah, I want to bring it on. So we can do it. But like I said, life is just so good right now. I don't want people to think about what they don't have. Think about what you do have. You have life. You once you have life, you can and you have health. You can accomplish anything.
Anything.
So I want. So okay. So how long are you going to be doing online, like the
Okay.
Instagram? What's going on
All
with
right.
this?
So, what's going on? Every beginning of the month, the 1st to the 11th, Wellness Experience Jamaica, I am on at 5 a.m. for approximately 22 minutes. All right.
So it's Monday. So it's just for every 11 days. The
Every
first
11
11
day,
days
every month. The
every
first
month.
every month. And
Every month, the
then
first 11 days.
in the mornings. And then to balance things out, all right, guys, I'm such a teacher, sorry. But you need a morning practice and you need an evening practice. So then after that, on the 11th, for in another 11 days, we do 22 minutes. We double it up to wind you down for sleep and rest. That one is done on my personal IG at Dottyfoot Yogi. All right. Also, I also teach and lead meditation at soulstudiooflight.com. You can check out the schedule there. On a Tuesday, I teach a gentle yoga class, and then it leads into an oriental sound bath and yoga nidra.
Is
So
that online if they want
that's
to
online. You can
Okay,
pay
and it's
for that online.
www.soul. Is it SOL?
SOL Studio of
Okay.
Light.
Okay, of light,
Yes.
LIGHT.
LIGHT.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yes. So those are the places you can reach me. Those are places you can see me. My personal page, however, is Dino Don. Just put at Donovan Manning and it will come up. If you want to fast and see my other projects that I don't really share on my business page, but projects that I do for myself. All
Mm-hmm.
right. So you can also see that there. And that's me. If you want anything else, that's there. You have Jack you can reach out to. And
Exactly. Reach out to me and I'll give you all the information, and text me on WhatsApp all the stuff. The email, because I did put it on there, but I want to put it on something else too.
yes,
So, Saul Studio of
of light.
okay. I
Yes.
need you to send me that, so all that stuff, so I can redo it. Paula, we need for have this meeting. I'm telling you, we need for have this meeting, because
Uh,
this could be so powerful. We come together, because what I've noticed also, there's people that come to Jamaica. Oh God, I know it's gonna get me in trouble. There's people that come to Jamaica, that take from Jamaica. They do a little
true.
part, they do a little whatever. But what are they doing for the people of Jamaica,
Nothing.
other than doing their seminar, their retreats? What are they really doing for the people of Jamaica? And I'm not going to say I want to stop that. I would like to be with you, you know, with Paul and yourself and whomever, that we create. I'm telling you, this could be a movement in Jamaica if it's done right. It could be a movement.
It needs to be.
And
It
so
needs
that's
to
what I
be.
want to, you know, have that conversation. But you have just been phenomenal. You've been calming to me. And what time is the other tonight? Is it 8:30 or something
We
like
don't
that?
have not tonight. Not
Okay,
to, we're
I
still in
think
the
you
we're
said
not the
that.
11th yet.
Right, right. I
So
forgot for
it's
the night because
morning
in the
the
morning,
first to the
right.
11th mornings. 11th to the
22nd.
22nd, 8:30
PM.
p.m.
Okay. All right. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
gonna get all of that on in writing and send it to me so I can keep
Yes.
track and tell people, because I want to tell a couple of people from my prayer group and a couple of my friends to just
Mm-hmm.
join and all that kind of stuff. And then I want to create like, okay, let's all go to Jamaica, that kind of thing. And if
Yes.
they don't go with me, they at least come to these studios
Yes.
and pay and, you know, do all that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I'm looking at, and go to Paula and see whatever. So yeah, Paula said shift the paradigm. Yes, my dear, shift the paradigm is so true. And you between you and Paula, your voices are so calming.
Ah.
You know, both of you, because people are asking me, and I'm telling you, people ask me, you know, Jackie, you're all over the place. You know, you're so busy, blah blah blah. I'm never that busy, but in order for me to do what I'm doing, Paula has been, whether she knows it or not, she has been instrumental, because I'm listening to her stuff on YouTube and other stuff, listening to
Mm-hmm.
you. Because I'm telling you, when I don't get that piece of you or Paula,
It's
I
yeah.
have an issue.
It's
I have an
want to
issue.
say I suffer the same. If I don't, it feels as if, although I do my personal practice, if I don't do, we call it savor in yoga. If I don't perform my savor, that is how dutiful I am. I sometimes feel like,
Yes, yes. I'm irritable. I don't have any patience. I don't have that. So now, because of what's going on, I'm finding my zen. You know, I'm finding my
yes,
zen, and I'm starting to talk to more people, because you know, not every time people want, you know, somebody get ripped, somebody blah, blah, but
right.
you want the results. So that's why I'm trying to even out the field, because sometimes I hear stories that, oh my God, that I need to hear, because this is a great thing for me, because tonight is Wednesday, and on Friday we're going to be speaking to someone who, she is from the Ukraine and her family is still in the Ukraine. So
Ooh,
we're going to have a conversation, but
yes.
I'm starting to even out my shows where I can have woosah, and then it doesn't affect me as much because I've done the preventative medicine or the preventative cure to
Mm-hmm.
hear those kind of stories, you know? So, but again, Donovan, you have just been a shining light. Know that you are loved. Know that you are worthy. Know that you, between you and Paula, there's no limits. You are living a limitless life. There's no limits for you. There's no boundaries for you. You have what people need. People are looking for peace and they can't find it. You know, we had a young attorney. You know, she looks beautiful. One Miss USA was, you know,
That
just
was
gorgeous, jumped out the
jumped
window.
out the window. I saw that. I remember
So
that.
think about how many other people want to either do the same or depressed, and they're hiding it, because we have a way of hiding depression and just smiling and
Well, I'm okay.
right when you're not okay. So I tell people, when I'm not okay, I'm not okay. But I want to thank you again. Please go to Dutty. You know, I want y'all to go to Donovan's Instagram page, because when I tell you he's doing some amazing things, he's doing some amazing things. So go on his DONOVAN on IG. That's his name. That's his name. His IG page is Dutty Foot. D with him right.
So,
DUTTYFOOT _Yogi.
so the meaning behind that name, guys. So it's a double autoron. So what it is basically when I'm practicing, I don't really look at anything. I like to be grounded. I like to be rooted. I like to be present. Majority of the times when I'm practicing and I look at my foot bottom,
It dirty. And with that, we're signing out. So we want to thank everyone for tuning into the Women Are Worthy Network. Please tune in on Friday. We're going to be talking to, well, I'll post that. So tune into the show. But again, please, we want love, light, and peace. Make sure you're doing something that's taking care of yourself, because you need to have self-care. So without further ado, namaste.
Namaste.
Bye, sweetie.
Bye bye. Thank you. Rest well, guys.